And welcome to Just Ask Freeman TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Freeman Owen Jr. He's the CEO of Financial Sources Incorporated. Freeman, how are you?
I'm just fine. How you doing?
I am fantastic.
What we're going to cover today? We've got some. There's a
great topics.
Yeah, I know there was something that we had left that we wanted to make the transition into this show. I'm excited about it.
Memory.
Yes,
indeed.
indeed.
I can't believe you remembered that, Freeman. You're exactly right. So on our last show, when we said goodbye to the fine folks at home, we realized that we were just unpacking pensions.
Yes.
So I'd love to spend some time in this first segment talking about pensions, because are they becoming a thing of the past?
Yes.
They are.
Very much so. Let's go back, let's say 25 to 30 years ago. We had what we call pensions, defined pensions. That is, you work X number of years, like my father had a pension and Social Security. And this pension was developed by contributing so much out of your paycheck every 2 weeks or every month. And so I've seen the numbers go from, say, 70% that offered a pension of institutions, or I should say companies that offered a pension, down to 7.2%.
Wow, that's significant.
Now, where does that leave the potential retiree?
Yeah.
Where does that leave, even we talked about the loss of spouse.
Absolutely.
In our last segment, our last show. Well, we were sort of thrown into, with the advent of the 401k back in 1974, here, Cynthia, Freeman, put your money in here and contribute.
Yep.
Now, there are restrictions on these employer-sponsored retirement accounts, 401ks, that is, when it comes to distribution. The 401k, the TSP, the 403b. And if you have $250,000, $500,000, or $1 million in investable assets, you could take some of this money, all right, to generate guaranteed lifetime income, because pensions are pretty much obsolete.
Wow.
And when we're thrown into these employer-sponsored retirement accounts, Cynthia, do we get any type of training?
No.
No.
No, we don't.
We get no training. Here, you contribute to this fund, you contribute to this fund. There is no training on market risk.
No.
There is, when you're in the accumulation mode, you're just placing dollars into these tax-qualified plans, and then distribution comes up. Well, when I talked about restrictions, most of the time with employer-sponsored retirement accounts, there's a maximum amount of money that you can receive or get distributed out of that employer or tax-qualified account. $50,000 hardship, $10,000 first-time home buyer, $10,000 for education. So I would recommend that we do a direct rollover out into your own individual retirement account.
Ooh, great idea.
I tell you. And something else, Cynthia, some of those funds could be even more tax efficient when it comes to tax-free distribution. Now, again, I had mentioned in one of our earlier shows, Just Ask Freeman now. You did, when we had all those calls.
Yes, people were asking.
The people were asking, well, Freeman, what's tax efficient?
Yeah.
How do you take a tax-qualified plan and make it such that you reduce the tax liabilities on the distribution? Now, you're going to pay some taxes now, Cynthia.
Sure.
Just ask for him, you got to pay some taxes.
Sure.
However, we can minimize the tax bite when it comes to these tax-qualified plans. Now, again, pensions are pretty well obsolete. You need guidance. You need professionalism. You need a professional like myself, just ask Freeman, call us to get a tax-efficient report to understand how to file, or I should say when to file for your Social Security benefits and how to maximize your Social Security benefits. Consider the loss of spouse.
Sure.
It's devastating for, let's say, a widow who had a breadwinner, and all of a sudden there's no more spouse there, and you're living a long time. The loss of that income is devastating.
Absolutely.
So you need me. Just ask Freeman. Call us at 833-414-7233. Here's what you're going to get. Tax-efficient plan. Knowing how much income will be needed for your retirement.
Wow.
Cindy, this is important.
Very, very important.
My wife has been
Freeman.
retired for 12 years with dignity, okay? Receiving guaranteed lifetime income.
Yeah.
Fortunately, she had me to help her with her Social Security, her income-producing assets, the 401k, converting that to the IRA, generating guaranteed income even from after-tax dollars. That's something else we need to talk about, too.
Absolutely. Very important.
Just ask Freeman. You say, what is after-tax dollars?
Yeah.
Well, you get paid. Now, all this is centered around, so you want to, you're thinking about retirement now. You're thinking about it, and we're going to discuss not only after-tax dollars, I'm going to take care of that in a minute.
Okay.
But we're going to talk about the monies that, the series, how to receive the distribution from various income-producing assets. Social Security.
Okay.
Pension, if you're blessed. I'll put it that way because they're pretty well obsolete.
Absolutely, yes.
Your IRAs. Then there's going to be classification of the IRAs to Roth IRAs, which would be the last distribution because of tax-free. Now let's go back to,
Okay.
we were talking about non-qualified monies.
Yes.
Cynthia, you get paid. You paid your taxes, health insurance, everything. So now you've got net money.
Okay.
So you place these dollars into maybe some type of account, which is in this environment, very low interest rate environment, all right? And you're looking for some type of vehicle that will increase the value of that after-tax money, because the distribution from after-tax money is about 80 to 90% tax-free. You're paying taxes on the gain compared to distribution from the IRA where you pay taxes on the entire amount.
So seed versus harvest.
That's right.
Okay.
And guess who's there for the harvest?
I think I might know.
The Treasury Department. You have to pay taxes, but you can minimize your tax bite. The harvest, Cynthia.
Yeah.
The accumulation phase, place to seed. Now the distribution phase comes up.
Yes.
And now these funds, your tax qualified funds are exposed. Oh, got to take the RMD, required minimum distribution. Got to understand when to, what percentage to take out of tax qualified plans.
Yeah.
And how to line up your distributions from various financial instruments that you have. People make mistakes. Well, you can avoid those mistakes. What you do? Just ask Freeman. Call us at 833-414-7233 and get a tax-efficient report, knowing how much income you're going to receive for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Because you have to purchase it. Do I need a guaranteed income package? Do I need a tax-free package? How can I bring the income gap together? Do I plan for Medicare? Now we're going to enter that arena here pretty soon.
Sure.
We talked about health insurance. Well,
Yes, yes. Hold that thought,
Okay.
Freeman. This is the perfect time for us to let people call in. Would you agree?
I agree. Just
All
call
right.
us at 833-414-7233. I didn't mean to take the
Oh,
flag.
that's okay. I love when you help me out. Thank you, Freeman. Like Freeman said, the number to call is 833-414-7233. any questions that you may have about how to plan your perfect retirement, how to make sure that you are staying within your means and not getting off track, Freeman has the answers for you. All you have to do is just ask Freeman. That number again is 833-414-7233. When we come back, Freeman's going to talk a little bit more about health care, so stay tuned.
As a good saver, you've been putting away money during your working years. Studies find that the biggest fear of retirees is running out of money. Market volatility isn't just the downward movement of stock prices, it's the size and frequency of change. The more dramatic the ups and downs, the higher the volatility. This can put savers who are newly retired or a few years away from being retired at greater risk. Today's generation of retirees is not receiving traditional pensions as our parents or grandparents did. Instead, we have retirement accounts such as 401ks or 403bs. These accounts typically expose your money to market risk. The last thing you want right before retirement is to lose a portion of the money you need for income. But how do you turn these accounts into a retirement income? Is it safe to keep all your retirement money sitting in the stock market? The last thing you want is to lose a portion of the money you need for income due to market loss. By working with a financial professional, you can learn how to turn a portion of your savings into an income stream for life and income for the life of your spouse if you're married. We all have moments in our lives when we wish we had taken action sooner. Don't let procrastination reign on your retirement parade. Act now before it's too late. Please call our office to set up your no-cost, no-obligation retirement income review today.
And welcome back to Just Ask Freeman TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. I'm joined today by Freeman Owen Jr. He's the CEO of Financial Sources Incorporated. Freeman, a wonderful show we're having today.
Yes, we are.
And before we went to the commercial break, you tapped in on health care. So let's talk about rising health care costs and how that will impact retirees.
You know, the last 20 some odd years, healthcare costs has just got out of hand.
Yeah.
Okay. With inflation. Okay. And let's discuss basically the original Medicare.
Okay.
A lot of folks think that Medicare can do a lot of things, but there's some shortfalls to Medicare. And one of the shortfalls is people think that, hey, Medicare will cover my critical care or long-term care expenses. It does not do that.
Wow. That's
Okay,
important
just
to
ask
know.
Freeman.
Yeah.
Your original Medicare starts at age 65.
Okay.
Okay, so it consists of Part A, which is hospital stay. Then you can get Part B, which takes care of your own GYN, your specialist, and the beautiful thing about it, there's no copay.
Wow, no copay.
Yeah, if you have
Nice.
the Medicare Part B, if you choose that particular plan such that your primary insurance that you had at work, here's Medicare right here, it flips, and that secondary coverage takes care of 20% of your health care costs. Part A and B takes care of 80%. Now, there are different packages that are offered. I like the opportunity to have your own specialist, and you're not worried about going out of network, maybe dealing with the health facility that you don't care for, the service or whatever. So Medicare plays a big, big part when it comes to your health coverage during your retirement.
Yes.
Now, a lot of folks say, well, will Medicare, Cynthia, but does Medicare cover my long-term care? No. If you cannot perform 2 of the 6 activities of daily living we take for granted, feeding oneself,
Yeah.
ambulating, I should say walking,
Okay.
need assistance there, bathing,
Bathing.
even Alzheimer's and dementia.
Okay.
Medicare doesn't take care of that.
Wow.
You need either a hybrid or a standalone long-term care policy, because there's a 70% chance at age 65 you'll need to have some type of critical care or long-term care. When the Part A and Part B, it just basically cover your medical. A, hospital stay.
Okay.
B, no copay. I strongly recommend that. Just ask Freeman. Call us at 833-414-7233. That will be part of the tax-efficient plan to know when to file for our Medicare.
Sure.
And then Part D is your prescription drug program. So there is a 20% is covered with the flip from your primary to secondary. A and B covers 80%. But a lot of folks think that critical care or skilled care is part of your Medicare or original Medicare. But there is a time when a doctor can recommend clinical testing such that you have critical care for a very short period, 30 days, 60 days. I'll look into that just to make sure I have the right number of days for you. But if you do not file for Medicare at age 65, do you know what happens?
No.
Just ask Freeman.
Wait a minute. No, don't leave us hanging.
Well, Cynthia, here's what would happen. You would be penalized for life. I wouldn't know I don't have the monetary penalty, but it definitely impacts you if you do not file at age 65 to get your Part A. It's free. It's a hospital stay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. There are different types of programs, Medicare Advantage. There's the retiree health insurance programs to coordinate with Medicare benefits. And if you're under the age 65, whoa. You know, there's early outs, there's offers. Some of the shows that we will have, Cynthia will cover. What if I separate from service or leave work under the age of 65? What happens to my health insurance? Will I carry it with me? Will I be eligible for Medicare? These questions, our viewers are looking at us right now.
Yeah.
Freeman, just ask Freeman, would you mind answering the questions that we may have considering our healthcare expenses? We're thinking about retirement. I don't know how much money I'll need.
Yes, true.
I'd like to know how long my funds will last. See, all this is part of thinking about retirement now.
It is.
And wait, I can't wait. I'm excited. There's some topics we're going to cover that coordinate what we're talking about now in the last couple of shows here. What about, we'll get to that. But the point is, it is very important that you have the peace of mind. And you can have a part of your assets. You got $250K, $500,000, $1 million. Not all your money. Take a piece of some of those assets that are subject to market risk and have peace of mind knowing that that part of your portfolio is safe and generating guaranteed income, Cynthia, you can't possibly outlive.
Yeah.
And I have so many clients that have the peace of mind knowing their assets are safe and they're doing things that the husband and wives had similar retirement dreams. They're traveling.
Aww.
They're involved in the community.
Nice.
They're doing so many things. And you look, and I said, boy, they just asked Freeman several years ago.
Yeah.
And we have tax-efficient reports for you that you can see. You know how much money you'll need, the income gaps, how to close them, your health care expenses. You look at that. We even discuss, well, what if we lose a spouse?
Yeah.
Let's prepare for that.
Sure.
Let's do required minimum distribution planning.
Great idea.
Okay. Well, if you want to know, folks, just ask Freeman. Call us at 833-414-7233 and get your tax-efficient report when it comes to you're thinking about retirement and your Social Security report. Now, I mentioned earlier how to get the Social Security report. You go to ssa.gov. I'll be quick about this. Register, go in, you'll see the page, PIA, primary insurance amount, corresponding eligibility age, 62, 66, or 67, and then 70. Download that. We'll have your statement because Social Security does not send statements as frequent as it used to. Okay, so that way we can generate your report.
Perfect.
I see that
we are ready for the phones to be reopened, Freeman. Is that okay? I don't want to interrupt you, but I think we should let folks call in. What do you think?
Yes, I think it's a great idea.
All right.
All right.
To the viewers at home, the phone number to call is on your screen. That number is 833-414-7233. We know you have a lot of questions for Freeman about how to plan your perfect retirement. He has the answers for you. All you have to do is just ask Freeman. Again, the number is 833-414-7233. We'll be right back after this very short commercial break.
We're frequently asked where we think tax rates are headed. Most experts agree tax rates will eventually have to go up as our federal debt increases. Without any changes, the government's current plan is set to expire in 2025. Every penny counts, especially in your retirement. Is your current plan efficient and optimized to reduce your tax obligation? Contact us today. Just ask Freeman. For a complimentary review, reach us at 833-414-7233.
And welcome back to Just Ask Freeman TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. I'm joined today by Freeman Owen Jr. Freeman, a wonderful show we're having today, talking about, of course, such an important topic, planning properly for retirement.
Exactly.
Now, you mentioned health care, as we were talking earlier, and we kind of tapped in just a little bit on long-term care, but let's jump into that a little bit further, Freeman. Why should people be thinking about long-term care expenses?
Well, according to longtermcare.gov, are you ready for this number? 70% of people turning age 65 will need some type of long-term care services.
Wow.
That's a large number,
Yes.
okay? And as a national average, Cynthia, did you know that approximately $105,000 is needed for long-term care? Assisted living, $51,000 per annum. Well, here's a question. Folks, how are you going to pay for long-term care services? I tell you, you have to have guidance, a professional to bring you forward so that you can see a detailed tax-efficient report. Now, components. How much money will I need? What about my health care expenses? How will I offset inflation? How do I minimize taxation? Just ask Freeman. Call us at 833-414-7233. Now we look at long-term care. How do we pay it for it? Personal savings.
Yeah.
Do we really want to drain our personal savings for skilled care?
No, we don't.
Okay. Or standalone long-term care insurance. All right. Some of the challenge might be, am I healthy enough to get LT? I'm going to refer to long-term care as LTC.
Okay.
Okay. From a private insurance company. Home equity. Do you want to put or leverage your equity in your home? Maybe. Maybe not. Okay. Or continuing care retirement. It's called Continuing Care Retirement Community.
Okay.
Provides a range of services from independent living. It sort of puts together complexes, and you go through assisted living, critical care, assisted living, and then hospice at this various stages of critical care. They have these different programs, and you pay into it. Very expensive, very, very expensive. So when you come to paying for long-term care, there are ways. You can just ask Freeman. Call 833-414-7233. It'll be part of your tax-efficient report, detailed. When to take Social Security, how to avoid costly mistakes when it come to distributions from your IRA. I even have a book, The 10 IRA Mistakes, and how to avoid the tax traps involved.
Great
So
book.
therefore, it's flashing right on the screen for you. This is for when you become a client. We go into detail. I really like the details, Cynthia, whereas major reports, how much money we earn, what to do about healthcare expenses, how to minimize taxation.
Yeah.
And when I look at the clock on the wall,
I know.
I can see that is almost our time.
I know.
I
Two
tell
and a
you
half minutes left of the show this week. Freeman, the time flies every time we're together in the studio.
It's amazing.
It
and
is.
I really appreciate it. It's fun to do. Folks out there, you need some guidance, someone that looks out for your best interest. Just ask Freeman.com. Or just ask Freeman, or go to my website, justaskfreeman.com, and you see the services, the quality and the concerns that we have in addressing on my website. Call us at 833-414-7233 and get your complimentary Social Security report. Also, how to be more tax efficient with we'll know the income gaps. You got to know, like it's mentioned earlier in one of our shows, that my wife has been retired now.
Yes.
We plan on having income. How much income did we need? And we've done that for so many clients.
Yeah.
Where we spelled out the income gap, take care of that, and the peace of mind that you see with so many clients where we offer our services. I'm very appreciative. And again, when I look at that clock when we're having fun.
I know, Freeman, my gosh, and I just don't want to miss the moment here to say, first of all, your wife is stunning, and I love her, and you're celebrating your 50th wedding anniversary
Yes,
this
indeedy.
year. Let's talk about that for just a second before we say goodbye.
I asked her earlier this week, I said, Carolyn, we've been together 52 years. How did you tolerate me? And she said,
Stop.
just ask Freeman.
Yeah.
That was her
love
answer.
it.
Yes, it's 50 years that I've been with.
Blessing
We've been
to
married,
both
and
of
that's a
you.
blessing. So we're going to celebrate in a big way.
Yay.
And I'm very, very appreciative of her. And she's hung on in there. Again, she just asked Freeman. I said, well, Carolyn, that's great.
Oh, she's wonderful, and so are you.
I
Thank you for
appreciate
another
her.
amazing show. To the
Thank
viewers
you.
at home, most specifically, thank you for spending time with us. Just ask Freeman, 833-414-7233. Be safe, be happy, and be blessed. We'll see you back next week.